boys. Who's next?
Can she handle it?
I don't know. Can you?
Some lucky fans going over the letter.
Come on.
You sit right there.
So what now?
Play games.
Does anyone want a drink?
Ooh.
So, are you ready for a game?
Depends on the game.
Truth or dare?
It's the second time I drew this.
Nelson, your belt.
Mark.
Nothing but the best. Like to go home?
No. You have 5 minutes.
And then what?
Hunt you down.
Please, God! Run!
At the beginning of the film, a man named William sits at a table across from a 5-year-old girl named Veronica. William asks if she understands why she is in this place, and Veronica explains that her parents are dead. She notes that she is not sad because death eventually happens to everyone. Satisfied with her perspective, William gives her a paper maze to solve, which she completes quickly. He then asks her to close her eyes and describe her home. Veronica demonstrates a precise memory, detailing the environment and the exact number of steps between rooms. William tells her she has done a brilliant job and invites her to travel with him. He explains that he wants to teach her useful skills that most people cannot perform. He also mentions that his own wife and child were killed by a very bad man. Veronica agrees to go with him after being promised ice cream. 12 years pass, and Veronica is now a young woman continuing her unusual training. William emphasizes the importance of leaving no traces in their business. To build her resilience, he makes her run barefoot through the woods at night to get used to the cold. Veronica questions why they do not use guns to eliminate their targets. William demonstrates that firearms are not always the most effective tool. He gives her a drink from his canteen and sends her back out for another run. Meanwhile, 4 teenage boys, Jameson, Daniel, Nelson, and Shane, are at a roadside cafe. Jameson decides to introduce himself to a new waitress named Gwen. Shane notes that Jameson has a preference for blonde women. William continues to train Veronica, teaching her that the winner is always the person with the strongest spirit. He focuses on her physical conditioning because her future targets will likely be larger and stronger than she is. William praises her progress but tells her she must continue to try harder. Meanwhile, Jameson invites Gwen to join him and his friends in the forest. Once there, the boys reveal their true intentions and begin a hunt. Gwen tries to escape the group, but she is ultimately killed. Later, William decides it is time to put Veronica through a serious psychological test. He chains her up and injects her with a combination of truth serum and a hallucinatory drug. He warns her that she must face her greatest fears to understand what her victims will experience. In her drug-induced nightmare, Veronica confronts a stronger opponent and fails an assignment. She realizes that her greatest fear is failing her mission and disappointing her teacher. When she returns to reality, William believes she is finally ready for her final task. William drives Veronica to the cafe where Jameson's group is sitting. He informs her that this group of boys has already murdered about 10 girls. Veronica enters the diner to scout the situation and strikes up a conversation with Shane's girlfriend, Jennifer. Jennifer admits that she is unhappy with her boyfriend's group of friends. The two women discuss their personal lives, and Veronica reveals her own romantic feelings for William, despite knowing he is emotionally unavailable. Jennifer warns her that the boys in the group are on the verge of falling apart. Veronica returns to the car and tells William that she likes the idea of targeting Jameson. William advises her that she will be working alone on this mission, which involves significant risk. A few days later, Veronica returns to the cafe wearing a white dress to act as bait. As expected, her appearance attracts Jameson's attention. He sits with her and eventually asks her out on a date for Saturday night. He instructs her to wear the white dress again and promises they will travel to another world together. On Saturday, Veronica prepares for the date exactly as Jameson requested. Meanwhile, Jameson picks up his friends Shane, Nelson, and Danny. Nelson brings a baseball bat after having dinner with his mother, while Danny is seen dancing with an axe before joining the group. Jameson does not tell his friends the details about Veronica, only promising that she is special. The boys pick her up at the diner, where she is now wearing a red dress. As they drive toward the woods, Nelson uses his bat to knock down road signs. Jameson encourages Veronica to try hitting the signs as well. She deliberately hits them with very little force to make the boys believe she is weak and unsuspecting. During the drive, the boys make subtle comments about their past victims and repeat that they are going to another world. They eventually arrive at a remote area of the forest and lead Veronica to a clearing with a sofa. The boys begin to watch her, and Danny suggests they play a game. Before starting, Veronica offers everyone a drink from a flask she brought. All the boys except Jameson drink the whiskey, unaware that Veronica has mixed it with the same hallucinogenic drug William used on her. Jameson then suggests a game of truth or dare. He shares a story about hunting a rabbit as a child, claiming that one must destroy others to become stronger. To prove his point, he eats a live worm, but Veronica remains unimpressed. She is then tied up with her hands behind her back as part of the game. When she asks about Gwen, Jameson lies and says he does not know her. Jameson tells Veronica she has 5 minutes to run into the woods before they start hunting her. He warns her that if they catch her, they will kill her. As soon as she enters the trees, Veronica stops pretending to be afraid and prepares to fight back. However, the boys do not wait for the full 5 minutes before starting their pursuit. As the hunt begins, Veronica runs into the darkness and quickly frees her hands from the belt. She remembers William's training to be strong in spirit and stops herself from crying. She ties up her hair and kicks off her high-heeled shoes to move more effectively through the forest. Danny is the first to feel the effects of the hallucinogenic drug. He begins to see black and white panda heads in suits coming toward him. Terrified, he tries to fight the figures, not realizing he is actually facing Veronica. Veronica quickly neutralizes him using his own axe. Next, Nelson begins to hallucinate as he searches for the girl. He sees a group of faceless men in black masks surrounding him. In his panicked state, he calls out for his mother. Veronica approaches him and knocks him to the ground, eventually crushing his head with a rock. Shane also begins to experience his worst fear, which involves his girlfriend Jennifer. Meanwhile, Jameson finds the remains of Danny's body but does not seem upset. He returns to the clearing and finds Jennifer, who has arrived in the woods looking for Shane. Jameson reveals that he and Jennifer had a romantic history and begins to flirt with her. Shane arrives and sees Jameson kissing Jennifer. A fight breaks out between the two boys after Jameson reveals he has slept with her. Jameson eventually tells Jennifer that they kill girls for fun and pulls out a gun to kill her because she knows their secret. Shane stops him and the two fight again until Shane begins to strangle Jennifer. However, the image of Jennifer fades, revealing that Shane was actually strangling Veronica the entire time due to his hallucinations. Veronica manages to neutralize Shane, leaving only Jameson remaining. She then leads the final boy toward a small pond. Jameson finds Veronica by the pond and notices she appears exhausted. Instead of attacking immediately, he allows her to rest and admits that he has already killed 21 girls in this forest. He proposes that they should get married and travel the country together, using their skills to destroy anyone they do not like. Veronica disagrees with his proposal and begins a final physical struggle with him. Using a chokehold that William taught her, she manages to render Jameson unconscious. While he is passed out, she pours the rest of the psychotropic substance into his mouth and prepares a trap. When Jameson wakes up, he finds himself standing on a small wooden stump with a noose around his neck. He attempts to negotiate for his life, swearing that he will never kill again, but Veronica remains silent and relentless. As the drug takes full effect, Jameson begins to hallucinate. He sees the spirits of the girls he has murdered emerging from the trees and moving toward him. Among the figures is Gwen, who flies toward him in his vision. Overcome with terror, Jameson loses his balance and falls from the stump, ending his life. William appears in the woods to congratulate Veronica on completing her task. The two then leave the forest and go to a diner to eat pancakes together.